Welcome to Overtime on Inferno. Logan walking around the block edition. Things happened, and Elliot and I were not able to record an episode this week. This is about the only 5 seconds I have to myself. So, I'm going to give you the quickest TLDR, too long did not, I guess, listen in this case, that I humanly can do. Have on my phone a list of things to talk about. And if you want any more information on all of this, I assume most of you know, but if you didn't, we have a newsletter that you can read. If you go to readtldr.gg, you can go and listen to the newsletter, read the newsletter, which hopefully will have some more information for you. So let's get into it. This week we found out that Zonic, former Astralis coach, and now former Vitality coach, will no longer be with the organization. Apparently, it's a rumor that they lowballed him a little on the price of his new contract. And so in doing that, kind of lost him. And then when found out that Zonic was available, Falcons went and picked him up. So Zonic and the manager for Team Vitality are headed to the Falcons organization. There's some rumors that Magisk will also be headed there with him, but we're a little more uncertain on those as of right now. And we'll have a better sense of that soon. Story 2, over in America Land, Team Liquid has benched Brainwaker after the disappointing start of the TLEU project. There's not much really more to say than that. It seems that Daps will be joining the team for the time being. And I believe through Blast Showdown, which is happening right now, which no one seems to care about, Yakindar will be IGLing. But once they start CS2, it seems it will be a Daps IGL. So we'll see how that goes. Next on the list, and they don't seem to be going to replace Daps anytime soon. The way that Yakindar mentioned it seemed as if it was more of a Daps is here now. And I guess the hope is that this allows Yakindar to be a little bit more aggressive, and maybe come back to the Yakindar he used to be versus the Yakindar we see today, which is a little less aggressive. Next on the list, Cadian, 4-year staple of the Heroic Counter-Strike team, the opping IGL that brought Heroic back to relevantness, is back. And by back, I mean has been benched from Heroic due to differences on how they wanted the future of the organization. It's been rumored for a while that there were going to be changes with Heroic, but it seemed most of us kind of thought they evolved around Tessus and not Cadian. It leaves a couple paths open for both Heroic and for the both Heroic and Cadian. On the Cadian side, there are strong rumors that he goes to Liquid, and there are rumors that he goes to NIP. Personally, I don't think the NIP rumors will probably turn out to be true, but the rumors involving Liquid, I think, have a little more sway to them. And then there's the also fan favorite vote of Cadian going over to Falcons. Now that Zonic is over there, they're going to want to splash a little bit of cash anyway and see if they can create a real tier 1 org now that they're paying Zonic and the former Vitality team manager Lars, with the possibility of Magisk as well. And then for Heroic themselves, seems that there's a couple paths. One of the paths that we're hearing right now that's being rumored is Stown will take up the OP and the IGL, and they'll again bring in a rifler like Bro to replace Cadian. There's also rumors that from a couple of weeks ago that Dupree was practicing with the team, which would further the Stown IGL OP situation. Past that point, we don't really have a huge idea of what's going on specifically internally to Heroic. So we'll wait to see a little bit more. And then finally, Blast Showdown is going on now. It's still in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It's not in CS2, even though there are CS2 matches being played across the world now. Specifically, if you turn on ESL at the same time as Blast, you see 2 different games. So it looks like they are going to run Blast Showdown as the last CSGO event, and then we'll move on over to CS2. A little bit of a weird event right now as I'm speaking. It is, who's playing? Forsaken and Team Liquid. And there's been a bunch of matches across the EU and the rest of the world side of the bracket. But yeah, other than that, we'll be back again next week, hopefully, with a little bit more of a standard podcast, not me walking around the block. And hopefully I'll have a co-host next week. But until then, that's been your update. Make sure if you want any more information on any of what I just said, you can go to the description on YouTube, the podcast notes at the bottom of Spotify and such. And you can find the link to the newsletter at readtldr.gg. You can sign up there, get some more information, hopefully. Until then, you can follow us on Twitter at readtldr, at Logan Rampap, and, well, Elite doesn't get a call this episode because he's not here. We'll see you next week.